How to set up your first TAKT schedule. Project setup tutorial for beginners. Okay, so in this video, what I'm going to do is explain to you how simple it is to get in and set up your first TAKT schedule or your TAKT production plan. Because in the world of construction, we don't have a lot of time. And the other thing is, who wants to learn another software? But literally, in TAKT, I learned in probably, like to get going, 10 minutes, and I got really good at it in 20. And I really don't like applications that take you like days and weeks to learn. And so what we want for you is for you to be able to go in and create your first TAKT production plan very, very quickly. And I'm going to show you how easy it is right here on the screen. And hopefully that will enable you and motivate you to go get a free license of TAKT, get started, love it, and then go ahead and get on a subscription because it's absolutely amazing. And it will enable everything that you do. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And Danny Vasquez is over there running the screen behind me, and so you'll see us interacting a bit. But we are logged in to TAKT, and you can log in through the web portal or on your phone or your device, so that's really key. It is a web-based application, intakt.app, and then once you get in and you have an account and you sign in, which is the fastest that I've ever seen, by the way. I literally go there and I can get in to my account in literally like a second. It's absolutely crazy. But once you come in, you'll be invited to start a new project. We've just put in here an example project. And what Danny will do now is click on Project Start. This can be adjusted, but we're going to pick a project start date, and now you have an interface. Now I do want you to know that we're constantly attempting to make this easier. TAKT is great about listening to users, listening to companies, and making very quick iterations. As a United States-based company listening to United States-based folks, we, the developers are always, we are trying to make it easier for you, the user. That's the key. That's the focus of everything. So right now we have a left, a middle, and a right column to get you started, but we are going to make this easier, which means that we'll have to record this video again, but just so you know, it's developing according to how you will want to see it. We just get that feedback and we go. So right here, I want you to know that there are a couple of things that you can do. First of all, you default to a default phase. You can go ahead and add in other phases or import those, but I want to show you a little bit of the functionality, then Danny will go really fast. So let me just do this really quick. So first of all, if you're going with phase 1, which you can really rename later, and you want to go ahead and add areas, that's very quick. It's just a click of a button. Danny, can we go ahead and do that? And the area, think of it like your print space. So a phase is the beginning and the end of your train tracks or your zones. But your area is your print space, meaning, like let's say floor number 2. Well, floor number 2 is going to be an area because that's how we're going to print it on our zone maps. So you have to do a little bit of thinking, but we're going to do floor 2. Then you can go ahead and start entering in your zones. But to save you time, Danny's going to go ahead and delete that and just import everything on the first column so you can see exactly how to do it. And I promise you, it is so, so easy. So real quick while he's pulling that up, remember, phase is the beginning and to the end of your train tracks or your zones. Let's think of something like foundations or exterior or interiors, right? And then your area is your print areas, what you'll see on your zone maps when you print them out. And then your zones are your construction work areas where you'll do your production work. So you can see here that Danny's done this. We're making it fast for you. He's doing a great job over there. You see level 1, level 2, 3, 4, 5, that naturally fits beautifully on the contract drawings. Then when you expand that, we have zone A, B, and C. These are your train tracks. These are the production areas where your train of trades, your sequence of trades, your crews will come in and plan, build, finish, plan, build, finish, plan, build, finish. Plan, build, finish, plan, build, finish, plan, build, finish. And then it continues on. And you can see that breakout, and it's very, very easy to use. Now, before we get started, this is super easy. Now, don't get confused. You've heard of things like TAKT wagons or tasks. TAKT is genius because it can do both. whether you want this to be an actual grouping of activities, we'll cover that later, whether you want it to be a grouping of activities or you want it to be a single task, you just start entering it right from here. So we won't take you through it in detail, we'll import it, but just so you know, when you add a task list, do one, you can go ahead and enter the name. We'll just put something generic in here right now, and I want to show you some of the options you have for it. So let's say framing. Once you go over here, you can change the color, you can change the task properties, you can delete it, but over here in the plus button, this is what I want you to see. You can actually add in here subtasks. This is really cool. That's what takes it from being a task to a wagon. A wagon is a grouping of tasks. So Danny's demonstrating right here, you can add in other subtasks. Now here's the cool thing about this. If you don't just want to use it as a single activity, which you can, and you do want to make this a wagon, you can add a number of these, and hold on, wait for it. This will automatically, these subtasks will cascade through the rest of your production plan so you don't have to do a lot of work. So it's really, really cool. So you've got all of the typical things over here to the left that you can adjust, but for now I'm going to ask Danny to hit cancel. We're going to hop out of this window, delete this first task, and then we're going to import our first train of trades, and I think you're going to love it. So all Danny's doing is bringing it in from another project. So, okay, this is super cool. I have to tell you about this. So you don't even have to recreate the wheel. Once you start getting really great sequences or groupings for your trains of trades, you can just import it right here and literally modify anything that you need. I'm super excited about it. So you can see this. We have the beautiful colors in here, and as we scroll down, you can see the entire train of trades. Each one of these can be an individual task or have subtasks and become wagons. Remember, task is independent. A wagon is a grouping of tasks within the TAC time and in the zone. Okay, so this is our second column and we're jamming out. Now we're going to go over here to the right. Now for this first pace setting train of trades, ideally your first one should be your pace setting train of trades, meaning it controls how many zones we have over here, and it should identify the pace, which is your TAC time up here. So we can, number one, come up here and confirm a project range or let the tasks themselves identify it. So we're going to leave it the way it is. But the TAKT period is essentially your TAC time for this pace setting train of trades. So we can adjust this from 5 to 3 to 4 to 2, whatever we want, and it will adjust these and you will see that cascade. So Danny, leave it wherever you want. You can also adjust the start, adjust the end. Right now it's set as a default to wherever it ends on the actual screen, and also the same with the duration. But one thing I want Danny to show us how we actually put in here calendar days for our holidays. So he's going to go ahead and click on this. You can go by a default, modify the default, and then add days off. These are going to become a TAC time buffer. Please go ahead, Danny. These will become a TAC time buffer where no work is happening, and just like in other applications, it will show that nothing's happening on those days. So now we have a holiday and we're ready to go. We can hit save to calendar. Now hopefully you're sitting down because this is pretty cool. All you have to do, drum roll everybody, is hit create project. And once we hit create project, we are jamming and ready to go. Now not all TAC plans will look like this. You can then make modifications. For instance, Danny, please go ahead and grab one of these and pull it over and just show everybody, like bring a gap into it and just go ahead and hit enable. You can adjust it from there. Or for instance, you can take a single activity, put it on a different TAC time. There's lots of different modifications that you can do, lots of different things you can do to edit this. But the bottom line is, once it's in here, you have your base TAC plan, and everything else is modifiable from here. So that's how easy it is to get started. Now we'll show you some of the other functions, but this is where we are. So it's in here in the production planning area, and everything else comes to life. So that's it. That's how easy it is, and that's how quickly you can get in and start your TAC planning journey as a part of this intact onboarding and orientation. I hope you've enjoyed this video. On we go.